Hey, what's up? Sam Ryder here. I'm at my favourite studio on planet Earth. It's Welcome to 1979 here in Nashville. I'm going to walk you through my latest song, White Lies. I've got all the stems across the console. This console, by the way, used to belong to Portland Wagner, which is sick. Right, okay, let's start with the drums. Just want to talk you through a little bit about how this song started. Nick LaBelle is an amazing engineer, producer, songwriter, and he just happens to live 10 minutes walk from my house here. So I walked over, and myself, him, and Trent Dabbs, who's an amazing writer in this town, we got together, and this song came together incredibly quickly, actually. But when I sat down, when I got to Nick's house, the song essentially existed like this. And this is just the meat and bones of the song right here. It's just bass and drums, and it just loops over and over again in terms of like 5 chords or whatever it is. But it's so cool. And that right there is the main information of the whole song. So that's what we walked into, myself and Trent. And you've got this kind of drum machine, which is a TT-78 mixed with an 808. And then we have live drums coming right here, perfectly on cue, played by Nick LaBelle himself. Love the sound of the kit. What I love also about Nick's sensibility when it comes to drums, he's kind of like a surfer. Jerry Lopez, one of my favourite surfers, and he writes in his book, there are 2 types of surfers: people that wait for the wave to come and people that paddle like hell and hunt for it every time. And Nick is that surfer. He'll hunt for the right drum sounds. He loves recreating famous tones and vibes from eras gone by. And this is sick. So talk about the bass also for a moment here. This is a Hofner we're using, which is kind of like phasing and modulating a little bit if you listen. So cool. Flat wound, semi-hollow body, it's the vibe, short scale, so cool. Right, and then we've got some cool vocals coming in here too. How sick is that? The chorus. Let's talk about some vocals. Here's all the vocals together. Some ooze here. This is Nick LaBelle and myself creating this kind of what feels to us like old Disney. If you watch old like vintage films like that, the kind of backing vocals you hear super vibrato-y, and I just like that sound. Another fun fact with the vocals here, we are sending them to the preamp, which I think it was a Neve style pre we used, but we really cooked them on the way in to a point where you couldn't bring it back. So Tom Elmhurst, who's like one of the best mixing engineers around, thankfully he got his hands on these stems and just pulled it all together. But he was asking, do we have a drier vocal stem? And the answer was no. But I think it creates such a vibe, like that these vocals are just cooked. Hear that? Don't worry, my baby, I'll be just fine. Some slap here. Oh, there goes another little white lie. I'll never believe. Also a nice little don't worry, my baby, I'll be just fine. Oh, there goes another little white lie. I'll never believe. It's kind of like harmonically all the information that's going on in the vocal right there. I love that, super clashy. And then you've got this. We have like a fistful of dollars moment coming up here, which I'll get. So this vocal is actually the vocal that was recorded on the day. So I guess the demo vocal essentially. It was always meant to be a scratch vocal, but I couldn't. When I tried to sing it again, I was thinking about it too much basically, and it just had no character and no vibe. When I hear this vocal, I hear kind of technique that maybe isn't right, but it feels good to listen to. And I think, I don't know, that's like, it's got to be the North Star, isn't it? What feels good, what's got the vibe. The world that we created there together was me and Nick just messing with basically everything in this studio. So you can hear there a vibraphone going along, some xylophone, there's some Prophet holding down the bass, and a fun fact about Nick's vibraphone in his studio, the motor that creates like the vibrato is broken, so Nick's like basically wobbling it around like this. Looks like he's making a fire with a stick, and I'm hitting the notes, and we're just doing what we can to get that sound. But he's very, to me, like a massive fan of old westerns, and I wanted to create a world that felt like that Fistful of Dollars, big, expansive, scenic vista moment at the end of the song. And I think we did it. I think it's cool. Check this bit out. Big Kill Bill fan, Tarantino fan, and I wanted to make what felt to me like in Kill Bill, where she sees her enemies and she knows that she's got to kill them, basically, seek vengeance. There's that sound like a siren, and I wanted to recreate that before we went into the second chorus. So here was my go at it. That's from a Hypnosis delay pedal sort of thing. I'm used to using space echoes and trying to get that kind of sound, so this was new, but it was amazing. Such a cool little thing. I'd never used it before, but Nick had one at his studio, so we found that sound. And I'm going to show you now my personal favourite moment, which is the middle eight. And I've got these strings that you're hearing a lot from Mellotrons, but we're slowing them down, so like sending them to a Tascam Porter 1 studio. It's like a little cassette sort of thing, sending them at full speed into the Tascam, slowing them right down, putting them back in to Logic, and then speeding them back up again. So just trying to mess with them as much as possible. And what we've got left is an incredibly overcooked, blown out tape sensation. So weird. You can also, there's some other bits that we layered with it here, which make it even more wild. They kind of give the passing notes I think it's so cool. Oh, here we got the baritone, which is actually from the Mellotron, not a real baritone. And that is the only piece of electric guitar in the whole song, which is crazy, seeing as usually when I write it's around an electric guitar. Basically for the whole song, bass guitar is on that Hofner, apart from one moment in the middle eight where we go to a Prophet, which kind of does, forgive me by the way, my Pro Tools skills are terrible. There we go. And that changes the whole game there in that middle eight section. You're switching gear without having to change the chords. All of a sudden there's like a real darkness to it, and that's achieved with a Prophet. This is Mellotron Tubular Bells. We've got a bit of xylophone in there before. I'll just go through that bit one more time. That Prophet is layered with the upright Yamaha piano at my studio. I sent over those stems. Kind of sounds a bit like sort of walking into a saloon in a way, I think. Got the filter opening up on the Prophet. Yeah. Cool. And there's sort of like, there's a main theme going on throughout the whole song really, which I would say are these. So that is a mix of mellotron, organ, farfisa, and my Philips filicorder from like 1968 or something back home. And that all together they just create this crunchy kind of weird circusy travelling tension thing. Listen over here, you can hear like the body of the sound is over there. Yeah. One of my favourite moments in the song is this acoustic guitar that kind of plays along hypnotically underneath the choruses. I'm going to show you now, but big up to Doug Showalter who played this. He's one of Nick LaBelle's friends, and yeah, he jumped on the record. Big up, Doug. This is played so nicely, it elevates it in such a way. I can't tell my soul another white lie, like I did replace your love in no time. Nothing to me. I love the strumming pattern he's using, it's so cool. It sounds sick to me just on its own. Start adding in the BVs and the oohs. Put the organ in there. Some bass. World's coming alive. Sick. Drums. And that's everything in. What I particularly love about this outro is not just this like frontier soul, Wild West like world that we're creating, is also this mistake at the end on the roads. So that was actually, I was playing along trying to create this like, I don't know, bring this different tone in on the Rhodes piano, but I kept playing accidentally too long over the end of the song because I was just into it too much. But I quite like how it leaves it a little bit janky. It's cool, I like it. And yeah, sometimes it's those little mistakes that, yeah, you just want to keep in. So this is everything in. That's it. That's my song, White Lies. Big up Nick LaBelle, big up Trent Dubs, big up Tom Elmhurst for mixing. Thanks for watching. Peace. Bye.